I know people love templates. I do try to break people of their habit. Very often, when you're doing emails in particular, a template can come in handy, very handy, because there's so many different things that we have to say. So today, we're going to go through a template for the last day of a launch. Now, last day of launch can feel like, oh, easy. Everyone buys on last day. Everybody knows that that's the day that everybody buys. That doesn't mean, one, that doesn't mean that that's true. And two, it doesn't mean that all we have to do is say, oh, here's a recap of the offer, come and get it, or here's a big old button, come buy now. You can, in your very last email, get away with something like that. And the idea there is it is strategic that you're doing it and you're getting out of the way. But your whole last day of a launch, and that doesn't just mean like launching a membership program or something like that. It also means like the last day of any campaign that you're running. You want to get out of the way of those people who are ready to buy. They got this final email or one of the final emails from you, and we're not going to share the last email of the last day, but this one that I'm sharing with you today comes, I think it was our first email today for one segment. And you want to get out of the way early on in that email, but then there are the other people who still need to have certain things overcome for them, right? So as you'll learn, if you're in copy school, we talk about the switch quite a bit. Older programs that we had in like classic copy school, we didn't talk about the switch that much. We really focused on do the research, do the writing, and then edit in the awesome. But now we're really fleshing that out with like all of the things that conversion copywriters and anybody in growth marketing at all need to know. So one of the things that we're worried about with jobs to be done is the switch. And part of the switch is overcoming that force of inertia, this like habits, just sticking with the way things are. Change is a scary thing for a lot of people. And it's those people that we want to talk to. They're still good prospects. They're still great prospects. So we want to make sure that we're doing what it takes. So I'm going to share my screen. Side note, this is the Copy School Sidekick. Up here, this little button you see. If you're in Copy School, install the Sidekick in your Chrome or Firefox store. And then whenever you're going through and writing something like an email, you can hop into the right lesson inside Copy School. No big deal, no big whoop. Okay, so here is the template. You'll see it's called Last Day of a Launch, Email Template, Interrupt Inertia, and Overcome Inaction. This is the template itself, what you're seeing here on the screen. And then below is the actual email that we sent to our students. This is, once I put it into ActiveCampaign, I modify things as I go. I'm a tinkerer. I like to, tweak things a little bit as I go. So it's not going to be a perfect match if you're somebody who got this. So again, this is one email for one segment. We had 3 core segments, plus conditional messages for other different variations on those segments. So there's a lot going on, but this is one of those emails, and this was on the final day. So this just came out this morning. You can see everything about the actual email that was sent here, and that will help you fill in this template. Now I'm going to walk you through the template, and then I'll walk you through how that looks in real life. So what I also want to point out here is the formatting that we like to use in-house at Copyhackers, and when we use it with our clients too. It's very clean and easy to follow. So I'll walk you through that too, but I like to start with the date. So we know this is the April 20th email, or these are the April 20th emails. The time, because you might send it at different times of day, or in some cases, this might be a trigger, and that trigger could be just opened X or whatever that might be. Yay, I just saw Jacinda's note. Then the segment. If you have a segment, what segment is that? And in this case, we don't actually have the name of the segment because the entire document that this email was in was dedicated to that segment. So we didn't have to say that because it was already in the title that we had for that. We know this for us was for freelancers. And then we're calling it the inertia ender. And now this is based on, we worked with Purna Malik on this. I have never actually said her last name out loud. It just occurred to me. Oh, I hope I just said it right. And she's not like, what? Is it Malik? I'm pretty sure it's Malik. It's Purna. Everybody knows Perna. Anyway, and so this is based on what her direction for this email. That's where this template is based on. We, of course, have, because I'm a tinkerer, I've made my own modifications to it. But you could probably follow up with Perna too, to ask her more about how she wrote a whole bunch of emails for the Copy School launch. And we'll probably bring her in to do a tutorial Tuesday if she's down for that. Okay, so the inertia ender, you want to put the send date. This will help you if you are a freelancer, and this will definitely also help you in-house, because the people who are going to implement this are sometimes not you. So we need to make sure everybody knows what date it's going, what time or trigger, who it's going to. So if you can early on from your clients or your team, get the actual tags or list names so you can quote them directly in here, leaving no confusion whatsoever. Perfect. And then the tags or lists to suppress. Usually you're only going to have to suppress a tag on a list, but have that conversation with your clients and make sure you know who to suppress. Typically, this will be existing purchasers of this product, and then anybody else within that segment who shouldn't get it. Like those who have said, I don't want to hear about this offer anymore. If there's going to be an A/B test, put it in here. Just say like subject line test, body copy test, CTA test, whatever that thing might be, and then make sure you reflect that in the actual copy below so that people know what the test is. The why, when you scroll down and look at this actual email, you'll see the why. And the why is a really important thing that a lot of people just fail to document. And if you're not documenting it, it can be really tricky to keep things on track as you're going through the editing process in particular. So it's easy if people don't know why you're doing something. If your client doesn't know why you're doing something, then they can read through your copy and go, oh, no, let's not say that. Let's say it this way. Or why are we even saying this? But if they know why, because you set up the why right in here, like here's why we have to do this. Here's the force that we're overcoming. This is part of the switch. This is what a certain group of people are thinking in this final, on this final day. So we have to overcome it. Once your client can read that, now they know. You're not giving anything special away. You're just coaching them on how to review your copy and coaching you as well, so you don't edit that great stuff out. We want to edit in the awesome. Any style. So if you know it's going to be a one-to-one style email, or if it's going to be like a blast heavily designed email or something like that, if it's just going to be a standard template and everybody on your team knows what standard template means, perfecto. Primary CTA, this is usually the actual URL that it's going to drive to. If there's a secondary one, make sure you add a row for that. And then any other notes, anything else that might come up that isn't covered here already. Okay, then we have the from. Make sure you're always thinking of the from name. If you're in copy school, we do teach you this. It's absolutely easy to overlook it though. The from name, people don't open emails from people they don't know. So you have to make sure that they recognize that from name, or every single other thing that you do here will not matter. The from name is way too often overlooked. The reply email, I have in here the support email. That's typically where you'll want it to go. The subject line, I have only one subject line for you, and it is not in brackets. If it's in brackets, you need to change it. If it's not in brackets, that's proposed copy for you. The subject line here is "Can it wait?" That is Perna's subject line. Loved it. Can it wait? And then the pre-header, this is important. So I'm not sure if in your copy you'll see this comment. So fantastic for showing up to see this. And if you're watching the replay, just make sure that you come back and pause at this point when you're actually writing. Come back to this no matter what and see this, because I'm not sure if you'll see this in the comments. But what we're talking about here, this pre-header, and this will come up again later in the email, but what we're really doing with this "can it wait?" and the whole point of this email entirely is to say, okay, we know people are thinking, yeah, maybe this can wait. And that's the thing that we have to overcome. So our question, "Can it wait?" is then answered in the pre-header by whomever or whatever will benefit most obviously from not waiting. So you'll see that in the example, but can it wait? Here, I'll just pop down to the example so you can see. And then the answer here, it's going to freelancers, is ask your clients. Now that could be any number of things. Can it wait if you're selling something for like weight loss? Cannot wait, the jeans waiting in your, or ask the jeans waiting in your closet, collecting dust in your closet. Or if you're selling something for people who, this is something that came up in a copy talk recently, or I think it was 10XFC. It was like people who are anti-inflammatories. If you're like gluten intolerant or something, cannot wait, you're bloated, ask your bloated belly at 9 o'clock tonight or something like that, whatever that thing might be. But the whole point here is directly address the benefit of not waiting by really talking about who or what will benefit most. Okay, then we get into the template itself. We want to open with that CTA. This is where it's last day of launch. It's an early in the launch day, last day email. And so you want to make sure that you're allowing people who are ready to go. They liked the subject line. They've been waiting. They forgot about it. Make sure that they can get quickly over to the sales page. And then there's the other people who don't go. And what we want to do there is call them to answer key questions specific to delays. And that's what this question here is. So we've got delays, procrastination, whatever you want to call it. This is the line leading up to, can it wait? This is actual copy. We italicize ours. I recommend italicizing it. This is the big question. Oh, someone got in here somehow. I don't know if Ant is in there. Then express that the offer cannot wait. But then you want to get into these moments of what they really want. These are the things that cannot wait. So the offer surely cannot wait. Now the question for them is, can these other great moments that they want in their life that they can get with your solution, can those moments wait? We go through specific dream states out of the gate, go detailed, make sure you're hitting on them, and then go short so we get this sense of momentum. And then we have these two final moments of like, are you or aren't you? And if you're not sure, then you'll want to refer back to this person. So if you're not sure, ask your clients. If you are sure, and then you actively invite them to purchase. Then we have a PS with an offer recap, and then we have a conditional message. Now, this will make more sense when you actually see how it works, but this is what's going on here under the surface, and this is how we actually apply it. So can it wait? Pre-header, ask your clients. So here is that opening, that CTA to drive people who are ready to go over there. This is final day, so we want to zoom in on urgency. It's a useful thing. So super savings on the all new Copy School plus the practice end when this timer ticks its way down to a bunch of unforgiving zeros. Pop that countdown timer in there, which means now is the time to answer this. Can it wait? Giving up savings of $200 a month is one thing, and no blocking, those savings cannot wait. We don't do rain checks. Those savings go away today. They can't wait. But can this stuff wait? And this is where we now get into those dream state actual moments. So be specific about them. Can you keep waiting for that moment when a client leaves just one comment on your whole copy doc and it's at the very top and it goes, read it, loved it, no changes, can't wait to see this go live? Can you keep waiting for the moment you stop selling words and start selling clients on bigger, bolder packages? And then we give an example of what those packages might be so that they're starting to sort of future pace themselves with Copy School. Can talking analytics with confidence versus the crappy way that you're doing it now because you learned it inside Copy School, keep waiting. Can funnel mapping, this is where we get into the really short ones because now they've read, they're nodding along. Now let's get that momentum going. Can funnel mapping keep waiting? Can referrals from happy clients keep waiting? Can knowing when to use a long email versus a short email keep waiting? Can tackling jobs you've never done before as if you have done them before, can that keep waiting? This is one of the few question marks that we actually put on the page. And if I want to just like point that out because I think it's very easy oftentimes to think you have to go through and add a question mark at the end of every single question and you have to follow every single grammar rule. It's okay sometimes to break those if keeping that question mark on the page or that final punctuation mark, if it will interrupt the flow. I didn't want to add question marks along each of these, even though English major Joe is like, where are your question marks? Push that person aside. We're trying to get people to keep reading. So just like be cool with your grammar. If you don't want to put a question mark down, you don't have to. It's your copy. Do what feels right for you. And then we finally go to, if you're not sure, ask your clients. If you are sure, leap in, activated and energized with 3,000 plus others who are so done with the passive waiting game. And then we have a PS here, which is that offer recap. And that's really it. It's a lengthy but short email, so appropriate for that last day. Again, we want to get out of the way. So we have this very early on. And then all we're doing here is doing our absolute best to overcome inaction. You want to wait. You think you're waiting on a program, but this is what you're really waiting on. Oh, I'll just wait till next year. Really? Can this stuff keep waiting? And so that's the whole point. When you go forward and use this template, make sure you reference this below, but also make sure you use it as a flexible template. Don't think you have to absolutely commit yourself to every single thing here. If you're like, I've got 3 dream states, not 7 of them, okay, do 3. Just make them really crisp so that segment, that person who's reading it, can actually see themselves in and go like, yeah, I can't keep waiting for that. I just can't keep waiting for that. And that is it. That is the walkthrough for today's template. Angela has chatted it over. Use it. Love it. We'll be adding more of these to Copy School. So there's a whole bunch that we're adding about launch emails for programs as well as for other things that you might sell. So keep tuned in for that stuff over in Copy School. Everybody got a dance.
This looks more frightened than celebrating.
This is like a crazy like Muppet kind of thing, which is fun. All right, have a good one, y'all. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.